There's just no way. No, the stripper poles, the pole star, the pole heiresses, all these things are just woven into the drinking gourd, being the Big Dipper, the original compass being the south pointing compass. It's a spoon. Somebody got this woven into literally everything. How is this possible?
It was by design.
It's literally your vowels. They hit two vowels for you, Y and W. And if you add that in and you do your Scrabble type shit, you'll see that's way out, because TUV. This is not every freaking letter, it's like when they say, make a sigil, and no duplicate letters, you can write out something, I want to bring forth heaven, earth, whatever that is, they tell you, scratch out the fucking vowels of all things. The vow to El, this fatherly spirit, this four-faced, four-letter God. 4 is an even number. Even numbers are feminine. Odd numbers are masculine because they have one extra thing hanging off like a phallus. What I'm saying is that it's like this God is a woman thing, and it's true. A man can't create a fucking baby out his motherfucking asshole. You have to come through a womb. You see what I'm saying? It's that the biophotons of your mother and the biophotons of your father have to be coming together to trap you here in the gridiron, and then you're brought to life by way of the sun. Makes your flesh, your bones, and your blood, and you've been blowing out your candle every year. Year one, make a wish. Bow your head when somebody dies. It's throw a coin in the wishing well and blowing the dice. I mean, taking communion, sucking under candy canes, and the red dot Indians put on their head, the Mayan cow with the mouth, with the tongue out. This is like you putting your tongue out for the priest to put the disc on your tongue, If you think they're not all one religion, it is what it is. It's that if you think you're an Indian and you're worshiping this thing, you'll see there's a sun behind that being's head. It's like if it's Shiva, it's like a flaming thing with. What I'm saying is it's like Jesus with the sun above his head. It's all about the sun. That sun is fucking conscious. I don't go a day without looking. If it's a rainy day, I'll wait for it to be noon, and if it's cloudy, I'll know to look above my head and just project in that direction, because at high noon, this type of thing. Even though it might be cloudy and you can't see the sun, you can still see when it's high noon and look straight up and project what you got to project out there.
It's still up there, like making everything, even though you can't see it, just like the black sun.
I'm telling you, every time I do that, I get infused with something that inspires me, empowers me, shows me something. There's a lot of shit I still have to explain to people, but I don't think people are really at the level for this type of shit. Like when I get into the Matrix type stuff, and I start talking about, look, it's rubbed in your face. The Ghostbusters. They capture you in those beams, and it's like a vortex, or, like a black hole, brought back to a station, put in this Xbox. You're in The Sims. Listen, like they show you like the dome with the waters, and they show a house of God up there. A computer program's up there. There's a force outside of this place that we're in that's paying a fucking attention. Mm-hmm. And you can maneuver shit, and I know you think this isn't that happened, this happened, whatever. I don't see anything as like accidental. I mean, whatever it is, it happened for a reason. If it slowed me down or sped me, whatever is going on in your life, if you think those are accidents or coincidences, there's something deeper to what's going on here. It'll take people years to figure out. You have to do like the spilling of the blood. Eventually, like here, 12/24/2013. Now we're 5 years later. I think we have enough evidence to say that when you put up your blood in this capacity, something attaches to you. It becomes a part of you. Somehow I became the devil, and everybody's cool with it. It doesn't matter what you don't have to like, oh, I mean, this is funny as shit. You're going to burn in hell. You're going to be cast into the lake of fire. When people say this shit, no. Jesus is your savior?
Jesus is the Son.
Right. And the Son is conscious. You think that you're not. I'm getting all my intelligence and power from this Son, which just turns out to be Jesus. I made my blood sacrifice on 12/24/2013. That was Christmas Eve. You have midnight mass. That's like, you'll see Ariana Grande song. I feel it after midnight. I'll tell you. You take your intent, you burn it on a nightstand beside your bed to the goddess of this earth. Mm-hmm. People say, "We'll get a succubus or something like this attached to you." This is the funniest shit ever. Funny. That's like, if you're going to become possessed, you'd be so lucky to have the eyes. Picture if a powerful force got inside of you and gave you the eyes to see shit. You'd think you'd be barfing and blah, blah, blah. If you were barfing, it's because all you saw was fucking retard. Just like when I see The Exorcist, I know why she's barfing. Because this guy's, the power of Christ, this is the funniest shit. The funniest shit. The power of Christ can tell. And now like you heard this exorcism of whatever girl, they tied her down for 6 days, didn't feed her any food, they did all this horrible shit to her, she died. Now there's movies about this. This has been going on. This is not the only one this has happened to. They've been killing people to stop the devil from taking over. This is kind of funny shit. If angels move in angles, it's like you have your orders. You're going to go straight like the robot, 20 feet. You remember, I used to have a little toy, mark in there, a little thing, left, right, had numbers. You could put in 20, F, and then the forward button, it would go 20 feet, and you would hit a button to return left and say 5 feet, and you could make it do all kinds of shit just with the buttons there. And what I'm saying, angels move in angles because they have orders. They have orders. So somehow they are at work because you can see it in all these frickin' movies. Somebody's writing out these scripts for us to see. This is all like, no, it's impossible. The proper application of the living dynamo of power is selfless. Yeah, I say that, and then you'll see somebody try and use that force for some sort of gain for themselves. And I'm telling you, if you're going to try and gain something, you would put down that you would want maybe a person close to you to gain something rather than you yourself. God's already see you as rich. You got cell phones, computers. Back in the day, they might have been in the flesh, living under a fucking tree, having to scrounge up some food or something like that. Where you can go to a supermarket, you can jump into a car. You can go on a dating site and bang lots of chicks. You didn't have to be married off to. What I'm saying is that your whole world that you're living in now, the way those beings see it, is that you're living in a lapse of luxury. Even if you're living in a fucking halfway house, that's a nice cushy bed over there, that's a fucking kitchen over there that you guys share, that's a bathroom with a motherfucking warm running shower in it. What I'm saying is, I'm just saying that the beings that you call gods with all that power weren't always where they are. They were like beings, like they were here and died off. And, and if you think like angel, demon, the angels got to be here. It's 1/3 of the angels were cast out of heaven. So the demons, if you're calling those fallen angels demons, I mean, this is like a misnomer. It's still an angel, is it not? Yeah. A fallen angel, they still has what after the word fallen?
Angel.
Angel, right. So
Still,
angel of death. You're Satan is the most prettiest angel, something like that. What I'm saying to you is that how people miss this shit. No. It's shame on them at this point. So when you see them in the name of Jesus Christ trying to cast out demons that were supposedly birthed by an angel, I mean, you're the man, demon, like dick, that is, in Spanish, the man, you're the man, caught between a dimension. If this place goes pandemonium crazy, it's pandemonium, You're the one giving the demonstration, at school, at work,
yeah. They're like
DUI check.
digital monsters.
You're demonstrating. You're the demonstrator. You'll demonstrate your ability to be loyal to your spouse or a person that that goes on for everything. You think that your whole life. It's more than a performance, an act. They say, you say something enough times, like I said, heaven and earth, release everybody from God. Passions are going to forgive us of our filthy souls. What happens is that the words don't change, and they imprint on all the levels of shit that's around you. Like you think of a spirit world, and until your house is haunted and you get spooked out by a ghost, you're probably not going to believe in those spirits. Mm-hmm. It's just, I understand. You're not going to, believe in blood magic until you take part in this blood magic. You're 360 days. Maybe you've thrown up blood. I'll keep throwing up blood over intent videos. This is like every time I do a blood over intent, I'm telling more knowledge, more power, more eyes to see shit. It happens to me, so it must be happening to other people, and I see other people get addicted to it. Like you might see Lilith, goddess Lilith. What I'm saying is like every day, multiple. She's got a lot of spiritual currency. A lot of people will spill their blood, or they'll do demon sigils or shit like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many sins you think you didn't do today, but did you tell your children that they're bonded slaves, lost at sea? In natural order, they're going to grow up and die and get old, just like great grandma, grandma. Did you tell them the truth that Christmas tree is a secret, telling you that the Holy Grail, you teach your children about Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny. You've never told them a single fucking truth. You are so sinful. It's like crazy. You've stolen everything away from your children by giving them lies. When you finally discover that the Tooth Fairy, your mom's box with all your teeth in there, then you realize that, like Santa is really an anagram for Satan, comes down into fire, like I'm diving into the lake of fire, going to the land of milk and honey. These.
Yeah. It's written into reality. Maybe at some point people knew, but I don't know. I just don't really think that many people know about this stuff. It's more like it's just the nature of reality. At least until I see somebody, like you doing something.
This is like so far behind. How could people grasp at this shit? You know what I mean? Where would they even begin? Like, there's like neutral. They want alkaline water, or they want that special water, but that's counterproductive to the acids in your stomach that needs to break down the food, and your skin needs acidic on it because otherwise it won't be able to kill off all the germs, and you'll be eaten alive by germs. What I'm saying is everything about what people think in their head. Where would you even begin? It's like there's just so much. It's like going back to like when I first started working at that Pro Bowl plumbing, and I started doing the reversals and waking people up and flipping motherfuckers out, and then it got around. They started calling me, Dad, you saw those videos. Now, it ran its course. Now, what I was saying to you is, you can't say everybody around me doesn't like literally know this shit. I mean, they make articles. Yeah, my wife and son, they see what's up. If I don't stand here like this, for heaven's sakes, nobody will. There is no way anybody will. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not don't call me a recluse. I'm not an absentee. You might say your God is an absentee, just like they showed you in that Preachers TV show. God was not there in heaven. He left another fucking guy there, and he flat out said, "Oh, God is missing. He's an absentee. We don't know where he is. He could be down there with one of you."
Yeah, that was the case in the movie Dogma too, where like God is an absentee.
Look, I'm here on behalf of that grand architectural force. I don't want money, worship, or your advice. I don't want any glory. I don't want nothing. I'm not doing this for me. I'm literally doing this for everybody else. So if I seem like I'm hard on you motherfucker and all this shit, and I'm antagonizing you, trying to,
they'll
light a fire under you, man. Like people email me and they say, "I'm going to be going, to the North Pole, this, then, and if you can't do it now, I'm not waiting." And I'll say to them clear as email, you should be in fear. You needed 144,000. It's by the book. You know what to think? That you wouldn't hold true and stand firm publicly. Like I said, it's 1 year, 2 years, you're rushing off to your grave because it's that, like I said, you needed this by the book. That's a mythical book. If there's not that much blood united, and there's something missing, and you just won't see it. I'm in no rush. Like I said, if it takes 1 year, 2 years, it is what it is. It's called a book of life for a reason. I'm going to live. If you're in it, you're going to live. You just need to lay low, stand make some videos. Shit changes quick. It's like 1 minute Kennedy was alive, and then the next day, then they're showing pictures of his head all blowing to bits on the news and the president. Now here in the future, we know everything's fake. Literally, if you think.
Like about Abraham Lincoln, like I didn't know about that.
He enslaved all of us. When the Emancipation Proclamation is not the freeing of the slaves, it was the slaving of everybody, because it's again, everything's supposed to be free. Follow the drinking gourd. I mean, this is impossible shit. It points to the pole star, which is fixed, right above the holy hole. This is like, no. This is specifically the slave song. Follow the drinking gourd. You're supposed to be uneducated as a slave, right? They want you to be so dumb so you can't have ideas of the. Do you learn a song? Follow the drinking gourd. What does that really tell you? Why is it called a drinking gourd? I mean, I know it's the Big Dipper. Why would it be follow the Dipper star or the Dipper, the constellation, Dippy, something. It's like, why is it
for a reason?
Why is it a fisher king? Or why did Jesus have that bucket, that unlimited bucket of fish that feeds everybody? This is what I'm saying is that everything's coded into reality so fucking clear. No, it's impossible. It's literally on everything. It's fucking everything. No, I mean literally. It's fucking like the racetrack, the checker flag, the checkerboard on the cop's head. That's because they stand under the elite, is what they're saying. That's the checkerboard is the gridiron, the flat earth plane. So if you're wearing the checkerboard on your head, they're saying that you're sub them and that they stand above you. This checkerboard. This is no accident. This is one side of a black hole is a black hole, one electron, one positron. This is like integrated machine with liquid cooled environment. We're talking like it would be like an embryonic fluid, like you're in the womb of creation. So this amniotic fluid, embryonic fluid, that's like a plasma, a liquid plasma. Like they give you plasma,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you need blood, you get a plasma. This is the type of shit we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when I say from outside this place, you would be looking into a box that was glowing, and you would have TV screens or whatever they put on it outside to see us all. If you think, whatever it is you think you're doing, you stole this, you're jerking off, you're cheating here, you're doing whatever it is, everything was captured. You cannot, what you can do is you can make an atonement for your soul. That's what the life is in the flesh, to make atonement for your filthy soul. So as horrible as you might think you are, or whatever it is you did, once you make that atonement, understand this is your Creator's law, and ignorance of the law excuses no one. Animal sacrifices are insufficient. You've been killing animals your whole freaking life, eating shit. Now you think this, and it doesn't make any sense. It's with your own blood, a pinprick. Nobody, everybody, as on earth as it is in heaven. To think that people weren't, you could call yourself a Jesus freak and then stumble across us and not be blood thick with me, no matter what name I called myself, doesn't make any sense. What part of heaven and earth? What part release you from? What? No, this is impossible. The fact that people cling to this so, they're kissing the cross, they're kissing this Jesus character, and worship no false idols. That's, like I said, God is a name never to be spoken, because God backwards is die. God loves you. God bless you. This is impossible shit. That it's, we won't die. We shall live. This is, no. It's too deeply woven out. So, when somebody watches this video, like you pin the tail on the donkey, Don the Father who is in heaven, hallowed be his name. Hollow, because it's a hole. The holy hole.
That gang thing, that holy hole.
Like the I and the exclamation point. This is exclamation. You want to become an exclamation character. You're made out of clay.
You definitely have people's attention for sure. Even like people that don't like us, like there's just no coincidence of even like they see that something is up. They may not be allowed to see it yet, but they can't escape it.
No, they can't. If I can't escape it, they won't escape. I mean, like they say, just the act of like setting up in your mind that this is the blood over that's bad, that they're, we are the flat earth community. There's no flat earth community out there. They're all fucking retards. Show me one fucking flat earther outside of blood over intent and ain't pointing out that's, we're the only ones pointing out this holy grail shit. We're the only ones standing in truth. Everybody else, they're still trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. They can't see that sun above the head is a black hole. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole. So that's the same sun. You're in a black hole. It's on loop. It's how we're kept on the negative plate. There's a grid. It's just like the Avengers. It's just like the chessboard. Yeah.